most of us think about the BBB as a good rating or a bad rating, or maybe somebody sending a complaint. But no, the BBB is progressing forward, and they're becoming a really good staple here in community in San Diego for you to grow your business, learn more about the community, working space, co-working. So listen to this segment and how you can get involved and learn how to grow your business. Hi, this is Reb Risty, and welcome to Revolutionize Your Marketing, Your Business, and Your Life. So we've got Matt Fehling here today with the BBB. I'm very excited to speak to you because I am a huge fan of the BBB. So welcome, Matt.
Reb, thanks for having me, and thanks for being a big fan. We're glad to have fans, so thank you.
Oh, of course. Well, for my audience, maybe you could tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
So my name is Matt Fehling. I am the president and CEO of the Better Business Bureau serving the Pacific Southwest, which we will just call BBB from now on. And I have the pleasure of running the Better Business Bureau that serves Orange County, San Diego County, Imperial County in California, and then most of Arizona. So we have 6 offices, 150 staff, 50 board members, 20,000 members, co-working collaboration spaces, this podcast studio, which we're coming to you from. Yeah. Yes. And lots and lots of programs for businesses and consumers to elevate trust in the marketplace.
You know, that's really great. And I like you mentioned all of those things because I think the perception for a lot of people is the BBB is a rating system. You go on, you complain, you get an A, what's, good or bad in the world. So maybe tell us a little bit about what San Diego's doing. I know you guys are kind of leading the charge for a lot of initiatives that are changing what BBB stands for across the country.
Absolutely. So as you point out, many people know us as this external body that comes in and deems business good or bad. And that's not who we are. That's something that we do, right? It's a piece of what we do, but who we are is an organization, a nonprofit founded to, help create a marketplace and help create, not to create, but help create a marketplace where buyers and sellers trust each other. And if we can help businesses be better, if we can help them scale, if we can help them market better, if we can help them, conduct sales in an ethical way, if we can help them with access to capital, if we can help them be better, scale better, then they're going to treat consumers better. And so, for us, looking at what was missing in the BBB portfolio, it really was service to businesses. And, I think the 90s and the world coming online just shifted the way people in BBB thought about it, because they went from getting 100 complaints a month to 10,000 complaints a month, right?
Yikes,
because you could just click a button. And so now you have to staff up. And so unintended, but it just happened that way. And we were fortunate enough to have a board that was very forward thinking, critical, but positively critical, to say, why, who cares, why? And not because they didn't care, quite the opposite, because they did care. And, one of the things that we said was, we're going to try this. And so we took a big chance. We've this beautiful space in San Diego and Kearny Mesa where people can co-work and collaborate and, meet, and, 6 meeting rooms, I think now, 5 or 6 meeting rooms.
Yeah.
If you count the big open area, the podcast studio, it's just a wonderful resource. So we've been able to do that. And we just had a bunch of BBBs here, 9/11, the week of 9/11, and they got to see what we're doing. And a lot of them left really charged and ignited, as we might say, to go back and do this in their markets. So, yeah.
I love it, yeah. Well, and I've been fortunate using the podcast studio. I've used your meeting rooms. I've been here for events. It is a really gorgeous space, and you've done a really good job with the layout.
Thank you.
So, better yet, you've got space, location. What are some of the unique things that you're doing, though, for businesses?
So we have a really cool accelerator program in partnership with GoDaddy. So it's the Empower by GoDaddy in partnership with Ignite, sparked by BBB, Main Street Accelerator. So what this is a full, almost like a mini MBA program. You're going to get finance, you're going to get marketing, you're going to get web development, SEO, you're going to get legal audit, you're going to get sales training, HR, personal wellness. You're going to get a whole litany of things that you can go through. It's a big commitment, but it's something that businesses, if they want to go through, it's a $99 easy peasy, kind of low cost.
That's
but
amazing.
it's a neat thing. We also offer a number of seminars. We have Ignite Your Morning speaker series. We have financial wellness series. We have a Blueprint, which is an online self-paced incubator to kind of help you get your business from ideation to to funding into revenue. And so we're and really, Reb, probably the biggest thing that we're doing is we're listening to the business community. What do you want? What do you need? How can we help? Not telling the business community what they need, listening to the business community, asking them what they need, and then doing our best to come up with some solutions to help provide the resources so that everybody can take advantage of it.
Yeah, that's great. So you said you're listening. Is it through the memberships? Are you surveying them? How do you do that?
Yeah, both to our current members and non-members, because frankly, what you find is that we have a really good retention rate of the businesses that join us. So they already like what we're doing. Mm-hmm. So it's really critical for us to kind of ask those businesses who aren't supporting us right now, like, what would make you support us? What would make you say, I want to be a part of that? Not, I need your stamp of approval,
right.
But oh, wow, I love what you guys are doing. How do I support that? How do I be a part of that? So we're going out to them, we're doing surveys. We also, with all the meetings that take place here, we get feedback. So we encourage people to give us feedback. What did you like about the space? What didn't you like? What could BBB do? And so we're constantly taking the opportunity to solicit feedback, even in areas where somebody might not have even known that they were going to be giving feedback. And they're helping shape the future offerings that BBB has and will have available.
Yeah, I like that. And do you find, because you mentioned Pacific Southwest, like other locations, are members seeking the same things?
Similar. So if you look at the three large counties that we have, San Diego, right, where we're coming to you from, Orange County, just north, right, and then Maricopa County, which is the greater Phoenix area. The population is about the same, plus or minus 1 million, which sounds funny, plus or minus 1 million. But, it's a very similar population,
Yep.
And it's a very similar number of businesses. And if you think about the industries, the top 10 to 15% of the revenue is probably generated by different. It's financial services in Orange County. It's, a lot of military in San Diego. And in Maricopa, you might have tourism or government, right? But the rest, 80%, you've got caterers and bakeries and landscape companies and roofers and gutter cleaners and delivery drivers and so everywhere you have that, and so they do need the same stuff, and so very similar, but they're going to be different. San Diego's different than Irvine, is different than Phoenix, and so you respect those differences and you hone in on the similarities so that you don't have to spend too much time recreating that, and then it's a very long answer. Yes, there are some differences, but not as great as one might think.
Got it. Yeah, and that makes sense. That does make sense. So you've seen a lot of businesses come through. What are some of the unique ones or most successful ones that you've seen?
The most unique one was a goat farm.
Oh.
Yeah, right.
Nice.
Goat farm. And it was, they made goat ice cream. And
really?
So, Capri Dream, Capri Dream. I forget Gary's last name, but it was a very, very interesting. I thought, wow, this person is coming through our, accelerator program. Huh. That is really neat. Recently, we had somebody go through our Empower program and actually just win a BBB Torch Award for ethics. And so that was neat to see that happen. It's just neat to see people grow and scale and come back and give back. I mean, we're creating such a circular, which is what you want, full circle community that, people that get resources are eventually the ones that kind of are giving resources away. And so it's just a neat thing to see.
That's great. So you got to work with all these businesses. They've gone through your accelerator. What would you say is a common theme of to be successful, or some of the most successful ones?
To be successful is just, it's
what is it?
Yeah,
just
here's
one
the secret
thing.
to success. The one thing. Reb, I would say that passion and just wanting to, and just having the drive is when you see these businesses succeed. It's that people believe in their idea and they're willing to do the work necessary to execute. And they don't get in their own way, and they listen. I think probably, so let me say that listening. I think actively listening, and interpreting what the information is that you're getting. Because just because I listen to you tell me something doesn't mean that you're right. But if I don't listen to it, I don't know if you're right.
Right.
I wouldn't know. So I have to start by listening, right? And then you have to start by being brave enough to look at yourself and look at what you're doing and how you're doing things and say, well, what if we did do this a little bit different? So the ones that are the most successful have been the ones who have been the most, I would say, receptive to feedback, because they trusted that the feedback was coming from a good place, and they really were surrounded by people that wanted them to succeed. So these were people who didn't have any ulterior motives other than pride. I want my friend, who is now my friend, to succeed.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, that's great. And I love that listening. I've always thought, passion, hard work. But, listening, you're right. And it's hard.
It is.
Because we all are so busy and running around. And
I'm the worst. I mean, I shouldn't say I'm the worst, but I don't, like, sometimes I don't. Like, no. But then it's like, no, I need to tell you. And you're like, okay, deep breath. Yeah. What is it? And then I tell you, and you're like, dang.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh. Thank you. Yeah. Yep. You're right.
You're right. Yeah. It is like, shh, like your mom would do. Shh.
Yep. Absolutely.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Well, I guess, we've talked about kind of what makes you successful. As far as the programs, if you could talk to the audience, like who do you think should be coming in here? Who should be using these resources? Like, who's that ideal?
For us, it's any business, any person who's with a business, whether you're a solopreneur or you have a large business. If you want to run a focus group, if you want to run a team huddle, if you want to have a creative session, if you want to have a strategy session, let's say you want to hire some employees. I mean, come on, they're showing up at the Better Business Bureau and they're, applying for a job. Rent a room and do your interviews here for the day. So it's really anybody. It's just the idea that we hope that the businesses that are here and engaging here are getting something out of it just by being here, right? And we're getting something out of it by showing that we're a resource and that we're not out to just, we're not trying to compete with other spaces. We're not trying to compete with anybody that's doing this as a business, as a for-profit entity, but we are trying to help our businesses that and any business in the community that might need the space, that might need the resources. So I wish I could give you this is who we want, but we want anybody who just wants some space and wants a nice, cool, interesting place to work, and wants to do it under the roof, if you will, of ethics and integrity.
Yeah. And if I could add, you have an amazing staff. They are so friendly, so giving. Yeah. They have snacks.
The best. But I'll tell you, now you're going to make me go back and revise my other answer. It's the people. Uh-oh. It's the people. It's the people. The most successful businesses are the ones that have the best teams. And, I was just talking with somebody at the lunch meeting today, and it's like, that is what I get the credit for, a lot of stuff that I didn't do.
Yeah.
I had an idea, 40,000 feet, and so I get all this credit, and I'm like, yeah, thank you, but I didn't execute it. I mean, I approved certain things. I was involved in certain conversations. I'm sure I helped steer a decision or two, but I didn't do it. They did it, and they are wonderful, and you're right. Thank you for saying that, because the team is fantastic, and I'm proud of every one of them, so thank you.
Yeah. Good. And you're right. An idea is great, but it's only an idea until someone takes it and runs with it.
Yep.
So I love it. Well, that is actually a perfect segue for you who have a gift for our audience, or a little giveaway for them.
Yeah, I would say call in or go to Ignite. What is it? Oh my gosh, what's the worst thing you can do is give out a website that's not yours. IgniteSparkedByBBB.org. And just Google it, right? Ignite Sparked by BBB San Diego. You can go to our website, and we will have a free pass button up there. So we're going to put the free day pass up, and leave it up for a little while. And, if you're listening and you go to that website and click on it, we'd love to have you come use a meeting room or just co-work with us for a day.
Yeah, and I highly recommend it. It's a great space, and you're right. Like, we have meetings here. It makes you look a little more professional. The staff's great. It's a good environment, so I recommend use the day pass. Come check it out.
Thank you.
All right. Well, Matt, thank you so much. Again, thanks for having me here in the podcast room, and thanks for all your insight. Really appreciate it.
Well, Reb, thanks for doing the podcast here. We love seeing you bring the guests through, and love listening to your podcast. So thank you for doing it here, and thanks for having me. I'm humbled, so thank you.
You're welcome.